Aquarius, welcome to your reading for May 20th through the 26th. I'm really inspired by you guys because you all are having to convey your emotions with such a new depth and clarity, and it's allowing you to heal your romantic relationships, your inner child relationship, your sense of purpose and being creative and standing out. And we need a world moving towards this direction, Aquarius. So whatever you've been through, it feels like you've seen the worst of it. Knock on wood for all my Aquariuses out there, but I think that things are really leveling up. Yeah, you've exited the matrix. The impossible made possible. You're shifting into new Stargate. You might even be leading us there because we are at the dawn of the age of Aquarius. And it feels so good to know that, yes, there is a lot of trouble in the world. And, tuning that out sometimes is crucial to making change and lasting change that can't be made from the perspective of watching everything crumble with a sense of disempowerment. You already know this. Aquarius, you guys have known this for the longest time and maybe felt like you were kicked out of places because you could see how things weren't built in a way that favored the people. It favored more of the power control archetypes, and that is you all's 12th house. So it's like you guys might have, developed a mistrust over lifetimes that you could be celebrated like this, that God would really have favor in you in this way. But this week is showing, and let's type in the comments to confirm it, to affirm this guidance. I'm being guided to make the impossible possible. And I feel this in my potentially developing home life and romantic connections. However that works out for you, make sure that you give yourself the option to have integration of your shadow and light. You've seen, again, the worst. You've seen how dark things can get with people. And yet, there are still people who you need in your life to provide you with love and support and kindness. And maybe you've had to take time away from certain connections to really ensure that you ask for these things, that you make sure that people know that they can't just come and drain you. They can't just come and, get under your skin and leave you high and dry. Moon moving through Libra, which is you all's 9th house, is helping you to reshape beliefs of how you think partnerships must go for you all. Because Pluto, I say must because Pluto is in your sign. And Pluto, you can see it here, it's like sucking out everything from this beautiful dancer that she doesn't want. So the relationships that have had to dramatically alter and undergo major, major change to last, they are, I believe, going to last. And we'll see over the next 20 years who comes and who goes. But we know what we have made and created, and it's not being destroyed anymore. The books are not being burned, Aquarius, so you aren't going to be witch hunted. Hulu, it's an illusion. And also you got to create your reality with your thoughts. Come Mars Day, Mars is in your 2nd house. You guys are generating new options for where you could take things, or maybe you're questioning, where am I taking things next? Because you're new, you're changed in a world that is changing, and kind of relying on you guys to help guide us. Moon in Scorpio on Mars Day is going to ask you to, be emotional, to love on your divine masculine. And if you're a masculine, that means something like giving yourself time to feel your feelings from this empowered place. Whatever comes up, whatever surfaces for you, just honor it, give it space, give it room, let it breathe. You guys have come out of a 4th house transit with the sun in the 4th, and the sun will be in your 5th house, 0 degrees. So we're making boundaries for our inner child, for our romantic expression that keep us in a place where we're not, waiting on other people to affirm us and give us validation. She offers the sacred wine, so drink. And it's like, this lady knows what she's got, and she knows she's got it going on. So if you guys approach your relationships like this, with these boundaries of like, hey, I know that I got the goods, and that you're going to have to hope to find them elsewhere in this desert. This is an oasis. People will respect that. They respect people. Like, we get what we give. And when we give ourselves respect in the world and we are feeling like we're in dignity, like we're proud of ourselves, other people match us with that same energy. And then it's like sweeping movement from maybe some stagnancy that's been in the fourth house for Aquarius. And again, let's look at Mercury Day. Saturn and Neptune are in your second house. So it's like you're trying to implement more of what is dawning on you as far as making money from this very enlightened spiritual perspective that is asking you to handle your business, to start this new endeavor with courage. And you can have courage in yourself because Mars is in your third house. So you have the appeal, you have the aura of someone who believes in themselves, and you have the aura of someone who deserves to be confident and deserves love. And I feel like you're going to really feel it on this Mercury Day with the Sun, ruler of Mercury at 1 degree Gemini, Ace of Air. So you're shining, you're coming across beautifully for people. This is something that we, again, need. We need Aquariuses who are willing to feel their feelings, to be convicted that there is a spiritual economy and that we want to be a very generous contributor to the economy, Aquarius, of spirituality and evolving the markets, evolving the actual like monetary markets, and then putting trust in motives around our career that allow for us to really connect with our deepest selves. 9 of Air. If you think what you're launching is going to fail, you're creating your reality. Again, Hulu, it's the illusion. You have to create your reality with your thoughts. So again, on this Mercury Day, just trust that what's in integrity for you with career changes and bringing spirituality to the market, it's getting love. You have to nurture it with love and it will give you back love. It's like this sweet baby that you have to really take care of. And maybe this is you shifting in your relationships and long-term partnerships to be someone who isn't as broken down by things that could trigger you. And they're big things, but you know now the worst of it. You've seen the worst of it, and beyond the threshold of fear, you're not afraid anymore. And because of that, people are becoming more and more drawn to your light because you were this shadowy figure and you're transforming in front of people's eyes and they're just amazed. Again, that's Pluto moving through your first house. Jupiter Day. We have a full moon in Sagittarius, the sun at 2 degrees. Jupiter's at 29 degrees Taurus conjunct Venus. So our luck and fortune is going to be based on confidence, how we're carrying ourselves, how we are allowing ourselves to, I think, take up space in our families, in our with our items, with our possessions, with what we have, with what we own. Maybe some gardening that day is going to be very favorable for my gardening Aquariuses. The moon is at 0 degrees Sagittarius around 9 a.m. Pacific time, so that is 3 p.m. on the East Coast. I'm really good at counting with my fingers. I still do it. So the moon's going to shift from the latest degrees of your career that morning if you're on the East Coast, and it'll be with the outer world. So you're having a new sense of security around this spiritual forward movement. Again, no more power games for control and or we're bridging that version of us that would need to have every single fact nailed down before we would say yes and before we would give our heart what it wants, to allow for ourselves to feel really good and then show up that much brighter, that much better, less afraid of what happened to us in childhood when we were pre-verbal and we could not express ourselves, when nobody was coming for us. We were just kind of at the mercy of whoever's hands we were in. So protect that part of you with not going there. Like, if you don't go there with yourself, other people won't go there with you anymore, Aquarius, because you have shown up and swept us off our feet with how you're holding yourself and your emotions. And this is the game changer. This is what is allowing for people to see you in a new way and cherish you as you're showing up. You don't have to play a part. We don't want you to play a part. We want you to show us this beautiful, transformative vulnerability. We need it. We need to see it. Venus Day, Venus is at 0 degrees Gemini. So again, that ability to create those boundaries that show that you know what you got going on, regardless of what you've been through, regardless of what you've done, everything is forgiven. Neptune's at 29 degrees and Jupiter is still at 29 degrees, holding open the door for you to forgive the things that failed, the projects that failed, that were not spiritually aligned. They were not speaking to this higher part of you that has come online. You guys have had a shift and a dead stop to stop anything that was connected to any shadows of your past, any outstanding guilt with yourself, any outstanding shame, any outstanding fear. Woo! Oh my God, the cards are jumping out of the Kali deck. We have the Divine Masculine in Kama of Kali Krishna. So this is speaking to some Gemini energy. There might be a romantic offering on this day because you are having a 5th house transit. Romantic offering on Venus Day, either from you or to you. So be open to receive that. Know that you deserve it. Believe that you deserve it, because we are coming out of this full moon in Sagittarius and we're releasing any insecurities, I think. I think you guys are releasing insecurities in your social groups, your social networks. You're starting to be like, hey, this is who I am now. And people are like, cool, where have you been? We look forward to seeing more of this. So you get a positive reception to your new projects that you're dropping. People want to know more, which does force you all to be in communication to a fire. You're going to get some new partnerships coming through. You're going to have this, again, balance in your masculinity to where you can nurture yourself and you can be really forgiving towards people who might trigger you or upset you. You aren't really having the same boundaries that let that in. It's kind of like going over you and around you. You're not getting penetrated by that same energy. Saturday, Saturn in your 2nd house. So it matters. It matters that you guys are taking action from Sunday to Sunday to build up what it is that you're bringing to the world. You guys have to be motivated and consistent at this time. The sun at 4 degrees Gemini, I know it's a Saturday, and many people work on Saturday, Aquarius, and I'm sure you do too, but I think it helps to hear it because maybe it will help you say, oh, I worked, so I do need to reward myself. Maybe that's what you guys really needed to hear. Mercury is going to be at 13 degrees Taurus. That is your degree. Sun is at 4 degrees Gemini, and we are having a lot of breakdown and breakthrough with Mars on the North Node at 13 degrees. Mars is at 18, so it's asking us to take action to create this good fertility, this new change, this new beginning. That's what Kani is. It's creation of man. New beginnings, fertility, progress, movement forward. We need to reward ourselves. And then also let the revolution rock, baby. Uranus is stationed at 23 degrees, so we are coming into a sense of really genius inventions because we're doing housework in a new way. Maybe you felt like, maybe you felt like hiring someone to help you, hiring a maid. That's coming through for me, like French maid. Maybe you've been frugal in the past with certain things that you're now willing to invest in, and that's helping you also to get through your days with more ease. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're not spending on people who would help you, and you're doing it yourself. And that forces you to do the hard things first, and then the rest of your day feels like you're coasting, which also feels good. The moon is going to go over the galactic center that a lot of us were born on, with 26 degrees. For my 27 degrees galactic center, it's like old tricks, but done in a way that still gets the job done. And I think we're evolving our old tricks with socializing and connecting in community. We're doing it in a way that feels more light and it feels more honoring of ourselves and more truthful, maybe. Mars is coming over Chiron, so I think that could also be this masculine energy of like, there was once a way that you perceived being masculine in society, and now there's this way that you live. And this way that you live is very deliberately holding space for you to be really authentic, really gentle, but also firm in ways that allow for you to flaunt what you got. People want to see that, but then they also won't come at you crazy because it's like you have you don't go there with yourself anymore, so other people really can't access that part of you. It's like completely cyberwalled. Something came up for me that was just like, you know, they aren't getting in if you don't let them. And that's the best way to live your life, because your inner child needs to be able to fully express what they want. Yeah, people who didn't have your best interest at heart, they are less likely to approach you in ways that they once did, because of your willingness to do the hard things first with yourself and to hold yourself in a new light, in a new emotional embryonic sac. Like, you're feeding yourself that mana, you're nurturing your soul through these really challenging moments and doing it gracefully, Aquarius. Good for you. Good for you. Sunday, sun at 5 degrees Gemini. In your 5th house, you guys are very playful. You guys are feeling like you want to be silly. And you're looking at people with a gaze that shows them that you're safe. You're a safe space because you've been a safe space for yourself. This deliberate rebirth, this deliberate starting the cycle new and showing up, looking your best, feeling your best, is going to just continue to blow people's minds, Aquarius. You're here for that. Let me know in the comments how your week goes. I'm sending you all so much aloha, and I look forward to our next reading. Bye-bye.